Hey there, today we're taking a look at Atomic Heart running on the Ryzen 5 6600H. Now this is of course running on the Beelink SER6 mini PC. Now this 6-core 12-thread Zen 3 Plus APU is of course rocking a Radeon 660M iGPU. Now this iGPU has 6 cores and they are running at 1900 megahertz. This is paired with 16 gigabytes of RAM. Now we're running the game right now with the lowest in-game graphics settings, and we are using FSR, and it is FSR set to balanced. And with these settings, we are able to actually hit pretty much a 60 FPS average throughout the gaming experience here, and our 1% lows are looking fantastic as well. By the end of this run, this game actually ended up performing extremely well, and it really demonstrates the power that RDNA 2 has on these iGPUs. It is a huge step up over where Vega was at, and it's nice to see this finally start to hit some systems that are far more affordable, since for the longest time this chip along with its Ryzen 7 older brother have pretty much only been in systems that were over $1,000 for the better part of a year now. Occasionally you'll see the Lenovo system back then that would fall under $1,000 with the Ryzen 5, but it did take a good while for prices to finally start to come down. Considering how big of a monumental leap it was to go from Vega to RDNA 2, it's nice to see things finally start to come down in price, but it seems like for the 7000 series we are still going to be dealing with Vega. These chips have come down in price, but they've only come down in price essentially one performance tier. So Vega is still going to be sticking around for one more generation at the minimum. You are of course going to have RDNA at the absolute low end of the GPU market, where it is essentially the integrated graphics for any chip that is more than likely going to get paired with a DGPU, or systems that are just so low end that they pretty much just throw in whatever. For example, the extremely low end Mendocino line is actually just getting across the board the 610M. Now this is just a 2-core iGPU that clocks up to 1900 megahertz. This is pretty much identical to the iGPU that is going to be in the Ryzen 9 7945HX. This is the top of the line Dragon Ridge CPU. Now the reason they're pairing such a low-end iGPU with a high-end system like that is that they know that chip is going to be paired with dedicated graphics cards 99.999% of the time. That iGPU is pretty much just there for at most video acceleration. That is about it. And of course for the people that are on Mendocino, well, for being on the extremely low end of the market, they kind of just leave you with a iGPU that is relatively weak for anything that isn't going to be pretty much ancient gaming. But on top of that is actually still just going to be Vega again. So we have not made it past Vega in the slightest. It is still going to be around. We're just going to have to get used to that. But it does seem like these RDNA 2 based chips are finally going to start coming down in price, and we might be at least one generation away from actually having these become the more mainstream standard. Once that happens, it's actually going to open the door for a lot more people to actually be able to get into gaming properly. iGPUs have been doing pretty rock solid when it comes to performance in extremely light titles like esports titles, but as you can see here, a chip like this can actually start to get you into AAA gaming, and we're not even talking about the highest end version of the RDNA 2 iGPU. Overall, I'm really happy to see the results here. Now, if you're interested in picking up a system with this iGPU, check out the Amazon affiliate links down below. And if you're in the market for some cheap games, check out Aniba down below. They are pretty much my favorite key marketplace to go on to. I am a very frequent customer of theirs, and I'm so glad to be able to partner with them. You are interested in getting some pretty great discounts on some games, check out that link down below. I appreciate you watching. I will catch you in the next one.